What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we need to talk about MULN Automotive, ticker symbol MULN. This stock is pumping up big. It's up about 29% right now. We're going to talk about why the stock is pumping and what other things you need to watch out for with this stock, because there's actually some misinformation out there. We covered it in the last video, but for anyone who missed that, we'll also talk about it a little bit here as well. So you can see MULN looking pretty darn good at the moment. In fact, yesterday it bottomed out around 152. And if you were buying there to where we are at now, it's up about 50%. But over the course of the after hours, it's up about 30%. So all things considered, it's been a really good day for MULN stock. Now, this news actually surfaced during the pre-market today that MULN Automotive, has been featured by Yahoo Finance Live. Okay, now this is actually a big deal considering the fact that Yahoo Finance is the world's biggest business news platform with nearly 100 million unique monthly visitors. Now, this is a big deal for MULN because they identified them as an EV stock standout that is doing well among falling EV stocks due to its solid-state battery technology and strong domestic presence. So overall, they're hyping up the fundamentals of MULN, which is sure to draw in some investors at least, right? If there's 100 million people checking this site and some of them even see this article and some of them read the bullish things that they said, then they're likely to look more into MULN. No, it's not actually an article. It's actually a video. But regardless, the CEO of MULN was able to say in that interview, he said, "I am proud of the incredible progress MULN has made so far, but we're just getting started." So he has a bunch of bullish stuff to say about the stock. Obviously, he's very happy about the stock and it's doing well as of late. But we're going to look at how this is affecting the price of MULN and what might be happening in the future, because there is some misinformation out there regarding the market cap of this stock. Still, even if you go to Yahoo Finance and you look at the market cap, it says $61 million. Now, this is actually not the case, right? You actually want to look at what Ortex has said about the shares outstanding. If you watched the last video, you see the shares outstanding have increased to 188 million shares outstanding. And you guys know the formula for market cap is shares outstanding multiplied by price. So how can the market cap of MULN be 61 million if the shares outstanding are 188 million, as Ortex even has listed right here as the outstanding shares, and the price of the stock is $2.25. That means it should have at least a $400 million market cap, which is actually closer to what it is, right? If you actually do the math, you multiply the shares outstanding by the price of the stock, it's closer to around 400 million. We did the math a little bit this morning in the live stream, and it was actually at 398 million at the time. Since then, MULN has risen a bit, so probably a little bit above 400 million at the moment. But what's important to note is that this stock is getting a lot of attention. It's getting a lot of hype because of its feature on Yahoo Finance Live. And you can see that even now, we're still trending up on Google Trends. A lot of new people are looking into this stock. We have not yet actually broken above the highs on Monday. Now, understandably so, right? This interview on Yahoo Finance Live was just done. So the fact that it just came out means that people are going to start seeing it today. It's probably going to be seen for the next couple of days. We might see a bunch of people looking into MULN on Google, trying to look more into the stock, not just taking Yahoo's word on it, over the next couple of days. So for the next while, we could see some elevated search interest in MULN. That could certainly add some more buying pressure to the stock. Now, it's also doing pretty well on Reddit. Maybe some people will turn to Reddit and read some Reddit posts about MULN, learn about all the things that people are saying about it on Reddit with the short interest and whatnot. We'll look at the short interest in a little bit. And on StockTwits, people like to look at StockTwits, especially when stocks are flying high. And MULN certainly has a bunch of posts on StockTwits. About 16,000 people, or at least 16,000 posts have been posted about MULN Automotive over the past day. So a lot of people are talking about it there. It's the number 2 top trender there. And basically, we're just getting a whole bunch of volume on this stock, a whole bunch of interest coming into it all at once because of the feature on Yahoo Finance Live. Now, this stock was already pretty popular for a couple of reasons, right? You can see that we did initially start pumping up about 2 weeks ago on, I believe, the 1st of March, when this stock actually got some news about their solid-state battery. It was announced that they had a new battery in development, or that had some positive developments, rather, that was going to eventually have 600 plus miles of range for their EVs, okay? Now, notably, we've talked about this, but for anyone new to the stock, their in-vehicle testing of those batteries isn't set to start until 2025. So they've got a long way to go before they're even selling those vehicles or even testing those vehicles for that matter. So they've got a lot to prove, a lot of ground to cover over the next couple of years, and we'll see what they can do. But they are an up-and-coming EV company, right? They haven't sold any cars yet. They don't have any cars ready to sell yet, and we'll see what kind of developments they have over the next couple of years. But right now, at the very least, people are looking into this stock as a potential play, and not just a potential pump, but a potential fundamental play, because this stock has been hurt dramatically, along with a lot of growth stocks over the past couple of months. Now, it's not one that I'm buying fundamentally. I have there are a bunch of EV companies that I like and I'm already involved in. I don't really need any additional EV exposure, but this one as well. I mean, it's pretty much all of them have fallen dramatically since November. MULN is no exception, right? MULN has fallen quite a ways, and they have a little bit further to go than a lot of the EV companies that I'm in, right? They haven't actually sold any cars yet. I tend to like when companies are actually selling cars and have less to prove, right? MULN still has a lot to prove, but we'll see over the long term what this one can do. Right now, it looks like recovering somewhat. It's getting a lot of attention. That's certainly a good thing for it. It's been able to come back significantly from the lows. It was at one point down at 52 cents. It's come back significantly. And if I wasn't already in a bunch of EV plays and wanted some additional exposure to the EV markets, it's certainly one that I would be looking at, even at a fundamental level, despite the fact that, there is unfortunately some misinformation out there about the market cap. It currently says it's 61 million on Yahoo Finance, and even Ortex, despite having the correct outstanding shares, still says about $61 million market cap. I'm sure they'll update that over the next couple of days. Hopefully, we'll see that get updated on both Yahoo Finance and Ortex. That's something they probably want to do, because when people are looking at this company, there's a big difference between a $60 million market cap company and a $400 million market cap company. I just want to put that out there and let everyone know about that. So that's what we're looking at with MULN. That's what I'm thinking about the company. They're looking pretty good at the moment, right? They're getting a lot of attention, a lot of hype moving into them. As a fundamental play, they could be good. The short interest we will look at actually very briefly. We'll look at what's going on short interest-wise. Obviously, due to the increase in outstanding shares, the percentage of the market cap that is short has decreased dramatically. We covered this in the last video. It's down to 2.83% right now. And currently, Ortex estimates there are 4.38 million shares short. Now, they do this with confidence intervals. And if you actually zoom in, you can see the highlighted green area is where they estimate the shorts might be, because obviously shorts like to hide. They don't want to be too transparent and let people know what they're shorting, because then people might try to squeeze them out. So there is a range that Ortex estimates there might be shorts in, right? So the range has only gotten larger as time has gone on. You can see the green lines. The green line, although it stayed relatively steady, there's been some volatility. The confidence interval has only grown, right? It's only become less clear how many shorts are in MULN. You can see, actually, if you can read the text that's small, the confidence interval sits somewhere between 2.17 million shares and 10.69 million shares. So that's how many shorts we're looking at potentially being in MULN. And that means if MULN has a $2 stock price, it's somewhere in the range of either $4 million to $20 million worth of shorts in this stock. So it could be fairly significant, right? 20 million bucks worth of shorts. If this thing did start to return to some of its previous levels, I mean, even just where it was when it opened the year in January, it was at $5.23 just about. That would be a pretty significant price increase. That would up the short count, if it was at the max, to about $40 million worth of shorts, if it happened to be at the top end of this confidence interval. So there is some potential that we could see some kind of squeeze on MULN, but obviously we'd have to see much higher prices before that actually happened. But with all the attention it's getting, that's certainly a possibility, but not a guarantee. So keep in mind, guys, none of this is financial advice. I'm not recommending anyone do anything with their money. I'm just letting you know some of the news, some of the catalysts, some of what's going on with MULN Automotive. And if you guys appreciate that, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.